All right, Guy here. First off, thank you so much for listening to this podcast today. I want to talk to you about an exciting community that I'm starting, and it's called the Authentic Path. Um, you know, I started this podcast several years ago with a couple goals: raising the awareness of trauma and helping to inspire therapists, newer therapists like myself at the time, getting into the field. Things have changed for me, of course. I'm not a therapist. I focus entirely on this podcast and education and inspiration, hopefully. But one of the things that I've always kept coming back to again and again and again with my interviews is the incredible stories of my guests and the incredible journeys. What keeps me inspired is listening to my guests and learning how the heck they overcame their traumas, right, in this situation. The tragedies oftentimes to not only live their lives, but to thrive, and in most cases, to go on and help others either as therapists or authors or clinicians of one kind or another, educators. That inspires me. I mean, it gets me going. It really keeps it. It gets me so friggin' inspired that every time I get off of an interview, I am buzzing, and oftentimes I've got to go to social media and share, I just interview this person, so and so and so, check them out, or etc. But it's really encouraged me to bring people together. I mean, that's what I want to do. That's what I love doing. And so here's what I'm doing. I'm creating a membership community called the Awethentic Path. And you can learn more about it by going to theauthenticpath.com. And authentic is spelled Awethentic. So the Authentic Path. And I want to create a community of people who want to challenge themselves, who want to become the best versions of themselves, who want to live their values and strive to attain their goals, whatever those may be. You can be a male or female. It doesn't matter, a therapist or not. It doesn't matter what you are or who you are. But the goal here, the impetus, the inspiration behind this is to create a community of people who are intentional about squeezing the juice out of their lives and becoming the best version of themselves. It doesn't mean, becoming a zillionaire or getting a zillion followers on Instagram. It means becoming or doing your best. And oftentimes, and I know this is the case for me, I thrive when I'm around other people who are supportive. I want to create a community of people who are intentional about what they're doing. And again, I don't know about you, but it's really easy to lose sight of, who we are, what our meaning is, what our purpose is. Do we even know what our purpose is? We're living. Maybe some of us have kids. We've got a partner. We're married, or we're divorced, or whatever it is. And you've got a job, and to a certain degree, you've got to hook in to a system, right? To the routine. You've got to, in a sense. That becomes a lifeline oftentimes, and yet it also, I think, inhibits us from stepping outside of our comfort zones. And listen, I'm responsible for all of these things I'm talking about. Believe me, I don't have it all figured out. I don't have it all figured out at all. But I think in our society today, a lot of us feel isolated. A lot of us feel, that we've got to just in order to survive, we've got to put our heads down and go forward. And I think what oftentimes tends to happen is that we lose sight of the importance of community. And more specifically, we lose sight of the importance of being in a group of people who want to support us, want to encourage us, want to have our backs, not to judge us or point at us and laugh, but to listen and to show compassion. Ever since I was in graduate school, I loved being in a group setting, in group therapy. And I'm not doing group therapy here, so let me just clear that out. This is not I'm not talking about creating a group therapy program. I'm talking about creating a supportive community, right? But ever since I was in graduate school, I loved being in that group setting. I loved the immediacy, being in the moment and being real, being in the moment and sharing what is going on, what is important for me, what is meaningful to me, what is relevant for me, alive for me in my life right now. And am I taking the steps to manifest that, to put that into action? And when you're in a group of people who are sharing those values and sharing those similarities and goals and are there to encourage you and have your back and go, yeah, yes, you can do it. That simple encouragement of, yes, I believe in you. Guy, I believe in you. People who are around us, who care about us, can a lot of times see what we don't, right? A lot of times for myself, I get imposter syndrome. Who's going to listen to me? Who the hell do I think I am? And it's funny because I'll shoot out an email to my email list a lot of times, and people will write back and they're listening and they're hearing, and it lands on someone in a meaningful way, and that means something to me. So again, what I'm thinking of, what I'm doing, again, is creating a community, a membership community called the Awethentic Path. And you can check it out by going to theauthenticpath.com. And again, Authentic is spelled Awethentic, so theauthenticpath.com. A membership community where each month we'll get together as a group. Excuse me. We'll get together as a group and we'll share individually what's going on, what our challenges are, what our values are. I mean, when's the last time you sat down and wrote down your values, what's important to you, right? And then values. Okay, what are values? Well, values are the things that you value in your life. I value exercise, or I value honesty, or genuineness, or family, or authenticity. I value time with my kids. I value dedicated time on my business. I value dedicated reading time, vacations, etc. Whatever it is, we each have things that we value. And one of the interesting things about this is if you haven't written these down, if you haven't even thought about this, right, you can tell what you value by how you live your life, by the things you do on a day-to-day basis. And oftentimes we might say, well, you know what, this is going on in my life, but I really don't want this to be going on in my life. I want this other thing to maybe take a higher position in my values. What is our purpose? What is our meaning? If these questions, right, are getting you excited, then this is for you. If you've got it all figured out, if you're, living your best life and you're constantly daring and challenging yourself and achieving all your goals and stepping it up, perhaps this is not for you. But if you want to get into a community of people who are there to support you and there to encourage you and there to hold you accountable in a positive way, this is for you. So again, each month we'll get together, right, for a period of time, and we'll talk about what's going on in our lives. Each specific meeting will highlight values or purpose or meaning or actions that we'll take, that we need to take, and we'll create a plan for ourselves. And in doing so, right, in listening to each other, we'll learn more about ourselves and we'll be inspired. This is what I want to do. I want to live an incredible life. I feel I can. And if you feel that you deserve to live an incredible life, if maybe you have more, there's a fire inside of you that you're not tapping into, that you feel you want to tap into, that maybe you're scared to or hesitant to, like I am a lot of times, then this is for you. And I encourage you to come join me at theauthenticpath.com. Once again, that's the authentic, AWE, authenticpath.com. And I hope to see you there. And again, thank you so much for listening to this podcast. Have an awesome day.